Today we're at Vermilionville, and it is very similar to what we visited yesterday, which was the Acadian village. Both are in Lafayette. However, this one this one covers the time period from around 1795 all the way up to I think she said 1897. So this one covers a much broader taste of history. The Acadian village was in the, I think, 1825 to 1860 range when those buildings were built. We'll just do a little walk around and see what there is. To give you a nice map of the village, so it tells you a little bit about each building and what to expect when you go in it. And I probably ignore it and just start wandering around like an old person. That way you'll know as much as Carter Cash knows about the place. Get that in there. If you read French, this is going to be fun for you. You can ignore the blurry part that's in English and just read the French part. Alright, let's take a little walk down there, see what it looks like. Cajun house. Now they offer guided tours in both English and French, which, if you're interested in actually learning correct information or correct history of this place, that's certainly the route to go. As you can tell from watching my videos, my brain is so packed with useful information that I don't think I have room for anything new. Well, this is kind of nice. They have them spaced out so that they each appear to be on their own little lot. Now, this boat here is a Pirogue. In fact, I guess they probably all technically are, different variations of them. Flat bottom, boats and dugouts specifically for shallow water, no current. This would be typical of a trapper's cabin and boat shed. You know, when I first moved down to Louisiana, one of the things that struck me, and every place else in the country, you have cabins, vacation homes. You have a place you go camp. In Louisiana, just about everybody has a camp. And this is something that could be like a camp. It can be anything, but it's one thing in common with it is it's usually near water, away from other people, and it's like your own little fishing retreat or hunting retreat. I can tell you, these would have been fairly well-to-do Cajun homes. This one, circa 1840. weaving and cotton. And quilt making. Treadle sewing machine. Let's see what house this was. The Mason Basson house. Now I will tell you, looking at the picture of that house there and looking at the picture of the house when it's restored, I bet you it spent a whole lot much more time of its life looking like that than looking like this, because this is nice. Spanish moss. And the schoolhouse. All right, the interior of this house is all about woodworking. And ironworking too. Chair building. Wow, that's what you call a massive workbench. Vise. You know, it's amazing how you could build something as solid and long-lasting with just basic tools. Most of which it looks like you made yourself. You may have bought the iron blades or the hammers or the drill bits, but the rest of it is all on yourself. Hey, this is landscaped really nice. It's nice and cool. I imagine in the summer this stays very comfortable back here. They've done a very nice job on it. I don't know the history of this house. I hadn't got to it yet, but I will say it points out one thing. There's no such thing as a square building. There's quite a lean on this one corner. And if I can see it with my crappy eyes, then it's noticeable. I expect on the weekends and when they bring schools through for tours, they have all of these exhibits are probably manned. Now, I think this was the Mouton house. Actually, we're back here looking at their garden with some radishes and carrots and cabbage, and mustard greens and turnips. But I think this is the kitchen, and I'm sure you know this, but in most homes the kitchens were detached from the main house because they had a tendency to catch fire and burn to the ground, and they figured out real quick that it was better to lose the kitchen than to lose your home. So I don't know when exactly it was they moved them inside, but that's what this would have been. It looks like today they were making soap. Now, this kitchen isn't very big. The kitchen doesn't have to be very big. Some place to heat food and cook it. It's a table to prep it on, and be close to your source of food. And you pretty much got it. This is the, I guess it's pronounced Buhler house. This house is Creole style. And Creole style is noted by the flat sides of the roof. 4 sides, same slope all the way down, one giant beam across the center. That's how it looked in 1807-ish. And here's how the reconstructed house looks. This is a Catholic chapel from around 1773. It looks a lot like a school, only nicer, which would make sense. The church always seemed to have more money than city governments had. We'll go take a look at it. Fairly good sized church, so I don't know how big St. Martinville was. Apparently it was pretty good size. Let's see what we got over here. Presbytery. Oh, this is where the priests would live. Picture of it when it was actually in use as a house. Grange family house, 1830. Well, it's bigger than it looks. Again, that is not an optical illusion. There's been a little settling and tilting in the house. Over here on the left would have been the church's cemetery, with simple little blacksmith shop made crosses, nothing ornate, chiseled in rock or stone. And Lafayette Bayou Ferry. This is something you can actually try yourself. You can pull it over here, get on it, pull it back, but you're not going to see Carter Cash do that shit. About getting to the end of it here, and you know, as much as this is similar to the one we saw yesterday, they're not the same. I mean, the whole feel about them is different. So don't think if you go see one, well, I don't have to see the other one. You'll be missing out, because they really aren't the same. This one has a lot more what's the word? Better restored more affluent type homes. The other one was pretty much, this is how I build it and this is what it looks like. All right, we're gonna go ahead and head back towards the gift shop, film a little bit there and probably pick something up to buy, and then we're gonna head to Baton Rouge. So if you're down here, I would strongly recommend you come to both Vermilionville. Strongly recommend you come to both Vermilionville and the Arcadian Village, and plan on spending a good hour to 2 hours, depending on how interested you are in history. They're both similar but not the same, and they complement each other, I think, very well. So if you're coming down this way or taking I-10, go ahead and hop off. It's only about a 20-minute ride off the interstate, at least the way I drive it is, to get over here. And take a little look at the gift shop here, which is very nice. Has a lot of handmade local items, which I'll be tempted to buy one and probably have to. It's just what I do, I have to. So until our next episode, this is Carter Cash saying so long.